What's up? What's up? So every workout before I train, pentacarb. So we talk about in the morning, taking the ATP pre-biofib for digestion, overall health, and then the reds, greens, and whole foods. I take 1 serving of that in the morning for anti-inflammatory issues and just good blood work. The pentacarb has ground potatoes, GMO and gluten-free waxy maize, dextrin, rice maltodextrin, dextrose, a little bit of potassium and magnesium glycinate. This is the top shelf shit before you train. So I'll drink this. Again, we're going to train in about 25, 30 minutes. So I'm giving you guys a little bit of a tip on what you do before you work out. Now, I find the pentacarb really hits home if you're eating super clean and you take this, you're going to get a hell of a boost out of it. If you're eating whatever the fuck you want all the time, you may not notice the pentacarb kick in too much. But what I like about it is that it gives me some fast-acting carbs and some slower-acting carbs, so my workout stays real chill. So that's how we get through the Wenning warm-ups, that's how we get through the main lifts, and that's how we still have the energy to do the accessory work and get it done in a quick fashion. For those of you guys that are on the app, Wenning Strength Conjugate Elite on TrainHeroic, you'll find that this pentacarb will be super helpful for you, and you'll also find the discount code for this as a vendor, which will give you what I get as a discount on that particular app. Also on School. So if you go to SKOOL and look up Wenning Strength Academy, I'm posting a lot of my library of books, my notes, special projects I'm doing for my PhD right now. I'm posting workouts that we're doing at the gym, but they're on the whiteboard instead of the TrainHeroic. Let's see, what else do we have on there? Why knee valgus, or your knees coming in, is bad, even though there's a bunch of shit out right now that's saying it's not, which is ridiculous. Same thing with spinal flexion. I dug into the research and I wrote basically a synopsis of all of that shit laid out. So you can go there and look at it. So if you're a trainer or a coach, there's no reason you shouldn't be on School. It's basically taking the place of my highest level Patreon channel. So we're trying to build that up and just get quality information out there, because I can only post so much on Instagram and Facebook and all that shit. What's going on, JC? What's happening? What's up, Matt? What's up, Jose? I can incline dumbbell tape press each hand 60 pounds for 5. You got to remember that there's key exercises that you guys will do that will show you what your bench are, and some of them won't. Some of the key exercises that I use to see where my bench is double orange band tension bench, which is 200 pounds of band. If I can get anything around 435 on that exercise, I know my bench is close to or around 600. Tape presses don't necessarily, I don't conjoin them in with pressing, but I can tell you this: when I was at my strongest, doing 100-pound dumbbells on the tape presses for sets of 10 to 12 was not a big deal. And I just did that not too long ago, I think for 6 or so. So the point being is, you're probably going to have your reps up way higher, and you're probably going to have your weights up way higher. The other thing too is you have to ask yourself, are you guys doing the tape press correctly? So if you're bending your wrists and you're kind of, I'm trying to find a way to show you, if you're doing this shit, it's not going to help at all with the bench press. And I find that people that tell me they do fold-ins or tape presses, they oftentimes absorb a lot of energy through the wrist. So you have to check that too. So if you want to know why your bench is stalled, the best thing you can do is come here and get an assessment. I did a thorough Wenning warm-up for bench yesterday, and I'm sore today just from the 4 sets of 25. Well, that's, to me, sounds like you're doing too much. None of us get sore from the warm-ups, maybe occasionally, but not very often. The warm-ups are for work capacity and for ligament tendon density and overall motor unit recruitment. So if you're sore from the warm-up, it probably means you're doing too much. You have to remember, you have to learn how to harness all of your energy into the main lift of that day. So today, what you'll see us doing speed bench, and the warm-up's going to be pretty shitty, but the speed bench is where we're putting all the emphasis on maximal power and maximal effort. The warm-ups are just to tune the body up to doing what you want to do, okay? So they don't beat your ass, they don't make you sore unless your GPP or your fitness level is real fucking shit. Where you should be getting sore is the accessory work, because that's near failure and it's selected in muscle groups that are most people's weaknesses. So when I watch David, Jamal, myself, Rob, Demeter, Chief, I see what we struggle with, and then I select accessory exercises that I hope to fix form. And the reason I say hope and I don't have an absolute statement on that is because it takes time to fix weaknesses. We've talked about this before. Can anybody tell me if I have a hamstring weakness, how long it takes for it to catch up to everything else? I'll wait and listen to what for you guys' answer. What about dumbbell bench? Show us how much should my bench be? It depends. Again, your dumbbell bench could be way worse than your flat bench if you have a stability issue. You guys can't use these exercises correlation movements. They're builders, not testers. And that's a big difference in your mindset. You got to have, in most of cases in your training, you have to have exercises that build you up. But there are handfuls of exercises that you throw into the system that are testing exercises. These exercises are exercises that let you know where your strength is at this particular time without particularly doing the actual lift. So for me, it's floor press, it's double orange band bench press. Trying to think of the other ones that we used back in the day when I would test my max to see where it was. 5 chain bench press. Dumbbells I never had heavy enough to really know where I was at. My best dumbbells were 190s for 17 and 150s for like 27. So my point being is that although those numbers may have some correlation, they're not necessarily direct correlations to the bench. You have to have exercises that test and exercises that build, and they're not the same. Well, I mean, push-ups, you got to be careful with doing over volume. So in basic training and a lot of the military, they do too much volume. They don't have enough intensity. They don't have enough duration. They sure as fuck don't have enough recovery. And they use the same exercises over and over again. So I wouldn't necessarily say that basic training adaptation would be anything that I would have any kind of an applause to. Usually it's a bad sign. Your best incline dumbbell chest supported row. Dumbbell incline chest supported row. 150s for maybe 20. I don't know. I'd say 150s for 20 would probably be close. You got to remember, when I was deadlifting over 800, I could do bent over rows pretty fucking strict. 405 for 10 and like 500 for 6. Double overhand with no straps. So again, I don't know that those are necessarily quantifiable. But my point being is that all of those lifts, you need to be strong at a bunch of shit. So that way you're not training the same thing over and over again. I wouldn't use incline too much for your speed bench. Again, I'll tell you why. And it gets confusing because you guys see like Mike O'Hearn and those guys, they do a ton of inclines because they only care about aesthetics. But my point is that usually the incline is going to teach you the wrong bench pattern. So you see a lot of these videos of guys failing and crushing their necks or smashing their face and doing all this other shit. In reality, that shouldn't happen because the bar should be pushed in a straight path over your chest. And I find that if I even do inclines, and I've been benching heavy for 30-something years, if I do inclines for more than a couple of weeks, it starts fucking with my flat bench form and it starts drifting my bench press this way. And that's not what you want to do. So you can use inclines occasionally. It's a good rotation, but if you use them too often, it's going to start fucking up your flat bench form. Straight bar. Yeah, the straight bar, here's the thing. If you do the straight bar for speed work, say you're doing your flat bar or speed bench, right? If you're doing your flat bar speed bench work, You don't want to go and do incline straight bar because your shoulders are in the same position with the same grip. You want to go flip the dumbbells or kettlebells or hanging kettlebells. This is why it's so important for you guys to come on the Conjugate Elite app. It's the cheapest way to do the conjugate exactly the way we do at the gym. We don't have shoulder injuries. We don't have elbow problems. We don't have back problems. We don't have knee problems. And that's spanned out over, I've had this gym for 16 years. And the way we do that is very educated rotation on how we train. And the cheapest way you guys can get this, all these questions answered and figured out how all to do it is to come on Conjugate Elite. You will be 1 week behind what I do. So we get people traveling in from all over the world, Canada, Europe, down south in Alabama. They're on the app. They can come in and actually train exactly with us, and we can watch their form because they're already doing what we're doing. What up? Get your ass over here.
I didn't want to interrupt you.
You're going to interrupt me on a fucking YouTube live?
Yeah.
There's a bright orange cord there. This is Sarah.
Hi.
So tell them about how much we rotate the exercises. Like how much we change what we do.
Like week to week or just
So like
places?
we don't do the same thing over and over again.
No.
We mix it up.
Yeah.
And then we did an exercise. We did those throat presses.
Yeah.
And you've been here for 4 years now, right?
I've done those like once before.
She's done them one time in 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
So that's how big the library is, and that's how vast your exercises need to be. So that reduces the mileage, and it also maintains a lower psychological burnout. Because if you come in and you really don't know what you need to do, you can't weigh yourself in on it all day.
Yeah. No, I never know what to expect really when I come in here.
Yeah. How's your joints holding up?
Really good.
So knees feel good?
Yeah.
Hips?
Yeah, good.
Elbows? Shoulders?
Yeah.
So the point is that we worked on her technique for the first 24, 30, we still are, but now we can actually push and you don't break form. But that's how long, that's how long it takes to build that technical capacity. Now, if we'd have got a hold of you at like 13, we'd have been able to fix it way faster and easier. But the point being is the older you get, a lot of people don't want to come on the app or online coaching because they don't want to be embarrassed by how weak they are. Oh. But I try to tell people that you're better off training at your weakest so you don't develop bad technique.
Yeah, I came in here knowing nothing.
Yeah.
Thank God you saved me.
But you were already 30. Yeah. So you had some techniques that were hard to break.
They were really bad because of running.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and my knee was kind of a disaster too, which I didn't really tell you too much about at all.
I didn't know you had a knee issue.
Well, it wasn't like, it just hurt from like playing soccer and stuff, but like whatever we did in here just fixed it naturally.
Hamstrings.
Yeah.
So your hamstrings are what coordinate your knee joint from oscillation. So on the back side, if your hamstring's really strong, everything sits where it's supposed to sit and it can't move. It can't get agitated because it's tracked correctly. Okay. It's like a car out of alignment, right? Yeah. So if you got your tires tilted or turned in a little bit, it's fighting the whole time. The hamstring is like everything stabilizes. Yeah. So that's why we focus so much on hamstring strength, is because it tracks the knee correctly, but it also is the bridge gap from the knee to the lower back. So if you don't have good hamstrings, you start using too much back muscle to do what the hamstrings and the glutes are supposed to be doing. So notice how much we hit hamstrings.
That makes a lot of sense too with my squats too, because my right knee was always the one that would
buck in. And it was the one, so the knee that hurt.
Yeah.
Because it was being overused on internal. So your VMO and your quad was completely taken over and trying to get your knee to do all the work. Yeah. Now that you have a little bit of hamstring and glute, it all works together, pain goes away.
Yeah, and the form.
The whole point to this, guys, is that it takes a long time to fix your technique. So for Sarah at 30, it took 2 years to get her to where I'm comfortable with her training. And I know that she's probably not going to break form. So if you don't have the patience, that's going to be a big problem. And so I had some people asking me like, well, I can, do dumbbell fold-ins. I can do 60s for 5, but I can't bench 315. And I'm like, well, some exercises build and some exercises test. And that's not a good testing exercise, especially when somebody just tells me an exercise and I don't know what their technique looks like.
That's because you've fixed my technique over. I need yelled at constantly because I think I'm doing it right and I'm not.
Classic fucking blonde bullshit.
Yep.
So that's just what we were going over. I can't really read from this far away.
Someone said I had an excellent form.
Yeah. Yeah, it didn't come at a cheap cost though. For
No.
me mentally or for you physically.
No, I'm so sorry, by the way.
I mean, how many times did we have to really?
Yeah.
Every time you broke technique, what did we do? We stopped.
Yeah.
You stopped for the day on that exercise, and we didn't reinforce it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's something I think you want to talk to him a little bit about, is like how we don't reinforce bad form.
Well, it was a long time too before you let me put any like real weight on also, because I couldn't even do it right with, but also when I was finally doing it right, my weight shot up like that because I could actually handle more. So
this is why you see me get frustrated. Well, you don't, because you're not online very much, but these people see me get frustrated with people that tell others that bad technique's okay. I mean, these guys have like physical therapy degrees, and it's fucking unbelievable. And what I see is impatience. Yeah. I see that they're trying to coddle the beginner that doesn't want the patience to learn the form correctly. I mean, you see Kaylin, she's 5'11". Yeah. And she squats way fucking better in 1 year than she did before. Yeah. But it's 1 year, it's not a week.
I'm still actually irritated about that because that's really fast. It took me 2 years to get it right. She started picking up stuff right away.
Well, she rode horses her whole life, so her coordination, stability, and all that's pretty good. You know what I mean? She's just naturally.
I'm still jealous.
Athletic. I wouldn't be too jealous. She's got problems.
Super jealous. It's not fair.
What are some questions on there?
Matt, some personal question. Have you ever beat bullies on the street?
Did I ever tell you that story about the guy that sat on my car my senior year in high school?
No.
So I had an 81 Caprice, which is the real square looking ones.
Okay.
And you don't know, but
no.
they look like the old cop cars,
square, yeah.
but they're squares. Like if you watched an early 80s cop car, that's what it looked like. Okay. And so, because I was broke and a teenager, I didn't have any money. Well, I saved up and worked my ass off all summer for a welder, an iron worker, and saved up enough money to buy all this paint to redo the body on this car.
Okay.
And so I spent from the time I got out of school till the time I went back into school sanding, grinding, smoothing, getting the body perfect, and then we painted it. Okay. And it was this very similar color to my 96 Impala. It's like a dark cherry, but we put lots of metallic in it, so it was real flaky looking. It was like a bass boat. And the first day of school, this kid walks in, and I'm going into class, so I'm in like the little area right before the bell rings. Yeah. It's like a auditorium, not an auditorium, but like a little gathering area. Yeah. And my buddy comes up and goes, "Hey, there's a bunch of dudes around your car checking it out. You better go out there and check and make sure nobody's fucking with it." I just spent all summer sanding and painting this car. Yeah. I come out here and this fucking hood rat is sitting on the hood. Oh. Just sitting on the hood. Yeah. I mean, it's metal. You could bend it. Right. And so I asked him, "Hey, man, get off my fucking car. I've been working on this thing." He jumps off the car and swings at me. And he swings but overextends, and he misses by like, I could feel it kind of graze my nose. Yeah. So he's wide open, crossed over, and I just pop him with a jab, and that gets him kind of distracted. So I get him on top of him, and I'm just elbowing him in the face while I got a hold of the top of his skull. And I'm beating him till he's damn near is fucking destroyed. Oh my God. And all of his friends are standing around, and I'm just in, I'm in the zone. I'm like, "You other motherfuckers want a piece?" And they're like, "Fuck no." Well, so I go back in, I just sit in class. My knuckles are all busted. Little did I know I had knocked half of the side of his teeth out on one side and fractured his jaw and fucked up his like orbital socket. Man. Yeah. And so I have to go down. The principal calls me down. Yeah. And he goes, "He's a known like gang member, and he's probably going to get in a gun and getting ready to shoot you." I'm like, "Well, he's not going to have the chance." So I go out in my car and I'm looking for him. And if I find him, I'm going to kill him. Because I'm like, this guy is fucking insane. I mean, I knew who he was, and like he was like a little wannabe gangbanger. So I don't end up finding him. Fast forward, I get suspended for 2 weeks. Yeah. He gets expelled completely because this was his fourth time starting shit on school grounds, and he was basically failing out of school anyway. Because I went to a very rough high school. Okay. Now we had preps, and we had like hood rats and all this other shit. 6 months later, he gets killed. Somebody shoots him and kills him.
Oh my God.
Yeah, right?
I thought the worst of this was.
I mean,
gonna
his
be, I
face,
got
he looked like
suspended.
fucking
Way
elephant
bigger.
man.
Good
So that was the
lord.
last like major one, but hell, that was 30 years ago.
The
you know?
last major one. There were others.
There were other ones that were small, but not like that.
Didn't you try to deadlift someone's head off?
that kid, yeah. I tried to.
What?
I had him by like the bottom of his jaw, and I was fucking pulling on his head, and I could hear shit like cracking coming off. Like I was ready to kill his ass. I mean, imagine like, yeah, I was pissed. So yeah, that was the last time I ever let shit get that crazy. I mean, there were little tiny stuff, but nothing like that. That fucking kid, man. Oh yeah, I was always concerned about running into him, and because we all cruise the same streets, and like what I mean. I always had nice cars, and we would be out cruising the strip, and getting into trouble we weren't supposed to be getting into.
These gangs didn't try to recruit you?
No, because I was kind of like, I was middle class, but I was like, all my friends were kind of preppy. You know what I mean? Plus, I was always working on the weekends and shit. I mean, I'd go out on the weeknights, and there was a little town a little south of Muncie called Newcastle that everybody from I'd say like a 4-county area would go cruise. Because cars were a big deal in the 90s. Like if you had a fixed up car and you went cruising, that was a big deal. And so High Street down in Newcastle was the place where all the Indianapolis kids would go, like big city kids.
Yeah.
And so we were from Muncie. You have Newcastle kids, Muncie, Anderson, like everybody came there. And I always wondered if I was ever going to run into them there,
Yeah.
But never happened.
Had you started lifting with Louie yet?
The next year.
Okay. So
Not till after I was out of high school.
Okay.
No, because I had won my first Worlds, but it was my last year as a teen. So I was 19. I wasn't 18. And so I won my first Worlds, and I was actually at the Arnold with my buddy Brad. And he pushed me to go and talk to Louie because he was surrounded by guys that were like me, that I wanted to be like. And I was like, hey, I want to come over and train with you guys and blah, blah, blah. And he's like, well, what's your numbers? And I told him, and I was like 700 squat, 500 bench, and he's like, all right, you're fucking probably strong enough. I get over there and I don't realize the intensity that's at that gym, There was a guy named Tilt, and he was about 6'2", 500-pound black guy. Huge, like made Rob look like a child. And we're doing those tricep rollbacks on the ground. So, like where you're on the dumbbells.
Oh, I remember you telling me this.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so the first set we do like 70s, second set like 80s, third set like 90s, and the last set we're doing hundreds. So 100-pound dumbbells, rollbacks, and he's making us compete, but I don't know what he's doing. He's just making me and him go at it. And so I end up getting like 12 or 13, and Tilt gets like 7 or 8.
Yeah.
And then 2 weeks later, I come back and Tilt's kicked out.
Yeah.
Because I beat him on the exercise, and that's when I realized like it was put up or shut up over there.
That's so stressful. I would have been kicked out of here forever ago.
Yeah, you would have.
I would have never been let in.
Yep. Are those? Did you check those? Are they the newer looking ones?
Which one?
The bands.
They're red.
You probably want to
What are we doing?
take the T handles out one more way towards your feet. You know what I mean? One more hole.
Oh, that way?
Yeah, that way.
Just call me David.
No, you're cool. Dave would have it totally fucked up. We're not really sure. All right. Story time's over. Time to train.
Yeah, he definitely is.
Yeah, that's.
Come out one more.
Yeah, that's better. One more on that side, you're good. And now the bands, yeah, you can do it that way. That's fine. I usually put the T handles on the inside. The T goes that way with the post, but you can do it that way. That's fine. It doesn't really matter. It just makes the bands harder to get on and off. Boom. All right, what do we got?
Decline dumbbells,
guy told me at the shop, is like, even though your phone's relatively still new, it's under a year, and there's barely anything wrong with it. There's like this AI system that looks at it, and takes pictures, and then looks through the AI system. The AI system will always find something wrong because there's so many of these phones breaking that they don't want to pay the insurance on it. So they denied my phone because of a chip on the volume button. Swear to God. Swear to God.
Oh, I got mine.
Because of
I
a
got
chip obtained
stuff
in the volume.
downloaded, or I got Apple. I also have, what's the other, no, the other ones. Amazon. Amazon.
Oh, Amazon Music?
Amazon Music. You're not gonna like all my download shit. There, I go. Yeah, but I don't know if I have enough of those. Blackberry. Gmail's fine. Those bad ones.
Yeah, when it starts changing temperature, the weather.
All right, so I got this.
Cool. All right, fuck it, let's do it. Oh, yeah. It's all fun and games, so you gotta go somewhere.
Do they come with remote charging?
It's not that so much as how long it takes to charge and if a battery goes bad. Jack got Lightning, which is new F-150 is electric. And a battery probably is 15 grand.
Maybe he's bringing his boss.
150s for 20, probably.
What does that matter to me?
This is 185 plus 100 pounds of bands. This is 285. Don't look at dime 5. Dime 5. So when you go down, breathe in. When you come up, breathe out. Even if it slows you down a little bit. That'll keep pressure off those incisions. What do you eat, dude? What's that last week? That man boss. You don't have to pay the 5. Quarter in the plate quarter. No, that's not even close to world record. 300 pounds for bent over rows for 20. That's not that big a deal. I benched him for like 35. Okay, Debs, you got to remember the Orange Diamond. I'm sure he's a fucking animal. This shit would crush his fucking body. There he is. There you go. There you go.
Come on now.
Yeah.
Press! Press! Press!
Get him.
You set it up correctly, huh? I don't know about that. Let's go, dude. Here we go. Good pauses. Hit it! Hit it! Hit it! Still looks like you're holding your air.
I feel that turn. That'll take off. I mean, it's probably okay by now, but no point risk it.
Good pauses now. Hit it! Hit it! Hit it! Good.
Oh, Kaylin's at the baby bump. Oh no. Kaylin's on. She's talking about my baby bump. It's here now.
Well, yeah, but Sarah already weighs like 2 bills, so she's like, I think she's gonna crush my bench max. Like, we're like the same body weight, but like 5 inches shorter, maybe 6. There you go. Here we go. No, Sarah is not 200 pounds. I just like busting her fucking balls. You see the size of that ass? That's not 150. Jesus. She goes, "It's really 2 bills?"
I'm 22 weeks into my pregnancy. I'm like 150 right now. I normally sit around like 130. So I'm getting a little hefty. I'm also 5'4", if that means anything.
Kaylin's definitely fucking 2 bills. Well, Kaylin, you've had 9 inches before, so not for me. She said, "You're such an ass." You said I was the first ass. Now I don't even believe it. You call me an ass. Here we go. Hit it. Hit it. Hit it. We're going easy on Chief, so we got his feet up and we got him breathing different because he just had his gallbladder removed. So he's only about 2.5 weeks out of surgery. So we still got him training, but we got to be easy with the intra-abdominal pressure. It's better to mix it up. So if you guys were on the app, you would see that this never stays the same. Come on, D. Good pause. Get it. Get it. Get it. Good. Much better. All right, beefcake. Here we go. Good pauses now. Breathe out on the way up. Hit it. Hit it. Hit it. Good. That's better. You really didn't slow down from not holding your breath. Let's go. Good pauses now. Hit it. Hit it. Hit it. Good.
10 sets. Yeah. Oh.
Disregard.
Here we go. Hit it. Hit it. Hit it. Good. Guys, we got 148 people going and 20 something likes. What the fuck? You guys are gonna make me stop doing these lives. They're gonna be private for the TrainHeroic app guys only.